10,000 arrows take flight. Remind me that you are my umbrella. There's always a place I can hide when I am desperate for shelter. You're my covering. I'm safe. I'm safe. Whatever comes at me, I'm safe. I'm safe. 'Cause you got me under your wings, under your wings. I'm under your wings. You got me, you cover me, you cover me. I'm under your wings. With every step that I take, you are before and behind me. In every fear that I face, I'm constantly finding you're my covering. Yeah, I'm safe, and you're safe. Whatever comes at me, it don't matter 'cause I'm safe. I'm safe. 'Cause you got me under your wings, hey, under your wings. I'm under your wings. You got me, you cover me, and you cover me. I'm under your wings. You got me under your wings, under your wings. I'm under your wings. You got me, you cover me, hey, you cover me. I'm under your wings. You're my covering. I'm safe. I'm safe. 'Cause whatever comes at me, it don't matter 'cause we're safe. I'm safe with you.
Wow, wasn't that fabulous? Well, welcome to another Oneness service.
Yes. So here at First Unity Spiritual Campus, we do these oneness services every couple of months. We were doing them pre-COVID, and then I think we did one while COVID was
did.
going on live
In
stream
the studio.
only. Yes. And the oneness service is to bring us all together to know that we are all one. And we invite in, generally in the past, we've invited in we have 9 ministers on our spiritual leadership team. Did you know that? And so when we all 9 speak, that doesn't leave very much time, does it? Because then we spread out the time with the song. But tonight we have 4 speakers for you. 4. The very new Reverend Carolyn Ballenger will be speaking. The very new Reverend Sandra Kitt will be speaking. Reverend Serena Himmer and Reverend Mickey Sheridan.
And the beautiful thing about this, you get to hear us all the time.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing is we have ministers here who have such a powerful story with their own ministry, and this is the time that we love for them to shine and for you get to know who they are, because they get to see us every Sunday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. And so the format is that we pick a subject. And so each speaker speaks on the same subject. They don't compare notes.
Right.
But the interesting thing is what you will find that with the Spirit downloads,
Yes.
they generally go right hand in hand with each other all night long.
I'll share with you, a couple of them asked me, they said, Reverend Richard, well, what's the theme? We gave them literally just a topic title. And they had to download what the Spirit was giving them. Because on Sunday mornings, sometimes Reverend Temple and Kimberly and I share the platform. We never, ever share what we're talking about except maybe a title. And we are amazed ourselves at the end of our talk, how the universe, how God, how Source has married it all together. And you're going to actually get to witness that right here tonight.
Yes.
And if you are watching us online, thank you very much for watching us. Or if you're watching us on your app, on your phone, phone. You can watch us if you have. How many people here? There's a lot of people here in the house. How many people here have put our app or the
Downloaded
the app on your phone? One person. Oh, and the minister's in training. But the beautiful thing is that with the app, there is so much information.
There is. There's an affirmation every day that
Yep.
changes from Reverend Temple, Reverend Richard, or me. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, you know, and I often say, and I jokingly say this, because I love y'all, just love you. But you catch us in the grocery store and you said, oh, I wish I would have known about that oneness service. Well, if you had the app and you'd bothered to look at it or open your email, you would know we had a oneness service tonight. So everything that you want to come and ask us is available on our website or on the app. The app is easy breezy. If you've got your bank app on your phone, you can have your spiritual community app on your phone, and everything's there at your fingertips.
And we are now fully open as a campus. So come and experience our openness.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, are you ready? Are you ready?
All right. So as we said, join us on firstunity.org, because anytime we're live streaming like this, we are also live on our website homepage, on Facebook and YouTube, all at the same time.
So here we go. Hold on.
There's a wolf that preys on a world that strays so far from the garden. And just like your own, every heart you know seems cold and hardened. You may not have the stage, but you still have a voice. You may not have the strength, but if you have a choice, I dare you to love. Oh, I dare you to love. Even if you hurt, you can only see the worst. Even if you think it's not enough. Oh, I dare you to love. We're all full of hope, trying to stay afloat, trying to save one another. But people let you drown, 'cause they don't know how to stay above water. When they're too broken to know what they've put you through, do the only thing that you'd want done to you. I dare you to love. Oh, I dare you to love. Even if you hurt, you can only see the worst. Even if you think it's not enough. Oh, I dare you to love. I dare you to love. You may not have the stage, but you still have a choice. You may not have the strength, but if you have a choice, I dare you to love. Even if you can't know, I dare you to love. Even if you hurt, you
This is my first talk as a reverend. And my journey on this planet began almost 60 years ago. I grew up in a small town in Ohio. I was raised by a single mom in the 60s. And I was kind of mad at my mom because we moved out of the big house into a 2-bedroom apartment when my dad left. Well, actually, my mom asked my dad to leave. And I was mad because we had to live in this small house, and I shared a room with her for 17 years until I moved out after I graduated from high school. But I heard all my life, "You make me so mad. You make me so mad." I heard those words every day of my life, and they really stung. And I know my mom had it hard because she was a single parent, and so I was so thankful that I had a best friend. And my best friend allowed me, her mom, Lee, allowed me to spend nights at her house. I spent weeknights, multiple nights at her house. So I think Lee knew I needed to get away from that energy that was in my house. And I was so thankful that I got that break. And when I was 17, I graduated. And soon after that, I met a guy and I moved out of my house. And he ended up being an alcoholic, just like my dad, and he became verbally and physically abusive to me, and I allowed it for quite a few years until he became abusive to my dog, Ladybug. Within the hour, I was packed up and gone. I was not going to allow him to abuse my dog. So while I was with him, I ended up starting college, and I was working for my dad, and soon after that, I met my oldest daughter's father, Willie. Well, Willie ended up getting custody of his 3 girls soon after we met, and we went to church one Sunday, and it was Episcopalian church, and they told me to pray believing. The first time I'd heard those words, I didn't understand them, but I prayed believing one Sunday, and my prayer was, "God, please allow those 3 girls to have a loving home, a safe environment, and allow them to have everything they need to thrive." Well, I sent my prayer out into the universe. The very next day, I got a call that I had been approved for an apartment, and if I wanted, I could choose a 3-bedroom apartment. Well, I was barely making it at home, paying for my car and my insurance. But I felt that God had put those girls in my path so that I could care for them. So I left my home, I got that apartment, and for over 4 years, I helped Willie to take care of those girls. And they became my family. They're still today. They call me Mom. And even through the years that we have not talked, they know I love them. And I pray for them daily. Now, through all this that was going on in my life, I was writing. Words have just always flowed through me, okay? And I put them down on the page, and somehow they always came out in rhyme, okay? Don't know how, don't know why. But for me, my writing was always my mental health. They were my healing for me. I could put it on the page and release all the pain. Well, when I found unity in my 30s, I heard a service about the fact that all my life I'd been searching for love outside of myself, an Eros kind of love, trying to find someone else to fill me up. And when I stepped into a unity church, what I realized was that the love was an agape kind of love that really I had been seeking. That love was inside of me, and all I needed to do was share it. My words that were flowing from me changed. And I'll tell you what, I was able to create some beautiful songs. And about 14 years ago, when I was at Unity and Community in Delaware, Ohio, 2 composers, Diane G. and Jim Fuller, took my words and created some beautiful songs. And the songs are now being used with our YES, our Youth Expressing Spirit, Youth and Families, and we're going to be creating some awesome music videos. Right now we have John Stringer, Karen Drucker. I've also gotten a yes or a maybe from people like Armand and Angelina, from some people out in California like Janet Hammer and Jimmer Bolden and Andy Anderson, also from my dear friend Shauna Burkham. And these people are going to sing the words that flowed through me to help our YES youth and families to help to live and breathe and have their oneness, and breathe and have their oneness. I just can't tell you how excited and how ecstatic I am that these words that were flowing through me, although I felt they were only for my own healing, are now going to be used to heal others on this planet. And I'm just so very grateful. From the first Unity Church that I walked into half my lifetime ago in San Diego, California, the Church of the Day with Reverend Wendy Craig Purcell, thank you, to where I went in Ohio, Unity and Community, to my dear angel, Reverend Robin Thomas Volker, thank you for seeing the light in me when I couldn't see it in myself. And to right here where I've been for the past 6 years, where my mentor, my dear mentor, Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes, has allowed me not only to have roots, but to allow me to have wings so that I can fly. Thank you so much. Namaste.
All right, y'all. Let's stand to your feet if you can. Come on. I want to clap a little louder than before. I want to sing a little louder than before. I want to jump a little higher than before.
know that words matter. Most people have heard of the placebo effect. It's the positive effect that comes from your words or beliefs. An example of that is a sugar pill that is just as effective as a drug. There's also a thing called the nocebo effect. It's a negative effect of your words or beliefs. In a book by Dr. Joe Dispenza called The Placebo Is You, he talks about where they did a study with poison ivy. And they had two control groups. One, you put the poison ivy on them. The second group, they told them it was a harmless plant. So the group that they told it was poison ivy broke out, but the group that they told was a harmless plant, they didn't break out. I've had all those kinds of experiences in my healing journey. First time was when the doctor said I would never walk again. I was not eligible for PT because I was too uncoordinated. And so I made a choice. I walked back and forth in the pool, and I bought my own walker because I had things to do and a life to live. Second time, my friend John came to the house and helped me do yoga every week. And my experience had been before that I couldn't hold on and stand without holding on. And so he said, well, just try it. And I felt safe enough with him spotting me. I tried it, and once I did, I realized I had to quit saying that I couldn't do it. The third time, someone looked me in the eyes and said I couldn't do something. And I looked back at them with all the conviction I've ever had in my life, and I said to them, how do you know? I don't even know until I try. Words matter. They matter whether they come from inside or from words that we hear. They become our beliefs. They can help us to heal or not. The Bible talks about the importance of the word. 1 John verse 1 says, in the beginning was the Word was with God and was God. If I am trying to live in the Christ consciousness, when I go in within, quiet my mind, I can speak and live my own truth. And so it is.
Hello, and welcome back in person. Hello. Yes, namaste. I'm Reverend Serena Hemmer, and I am on the spiritual leadership team. I'm a metaphysical minister ordained, but I'm also a New Thought minister, which fits right in with being a mental health therapist. So, all on the same path right there, right? All right, so when Reverend Richard gave us the topic, Spring Forth Thy Word, the first thing that came forward in my consciousness was the first book in the Bible, Genesis, chapter 1, verses 1 through 31. And I'm going to try and paraphrase it based on the Message version. First, this: God created the earth, all you see and all that you don't see. The earth was a soup of just nothingness, an inky blackness, and God's Spirit brooded over the earth like a bird. And then God spoke. God spoke light, and light appeared. And God spoke, and voila, everything else appeared. Everything else was created. The sun, the moon, the stars, the ground, the oceans, the lakes, the rivers, the plants, the animals, and us, according to the Old Testament. So as a metaphysical minister, I tend to see and hear things sort of beyond the physical words, or what I see in the physicality. So that creation story, which is among many that we have on the earth from different tribes and places all over, but it's the most familiar one we are aware of, right? In a Judeo-Christian culture that most of us grew up in. So instead of seeing it and hearing it the way it's written, what I hear is a reminder of how immensely powerful we are to speak and to create what we want in our lives. Yes? Yes. So I think everybody here and maybe out there is pretty aware that everything is made up of energy, and energy vibrates, right? And as human beings, we are vibrational, and we live in a vibrational universe, one of many, I think. But do you know also that your thoughts are vibrational? Yes. And our thoughts lead to our emotions, and our emotions are vibrational, and that leads to our actions, and that creates our reality. Yeah, right. So, it's easy peasy, really. Right? We can open our eyes or close our eyes. We can use our imagination. We can visualize. We can affirm. And that's the important part, is speaking that affirmation out loud, using our voice, the spoken word, because that helps what we want come into manifestation even quicker. It's one thing to just sort of dream it. That's beautiful. To envision it, that's wonderful. To imagine it. Those are important pieces. But to speak it, that's what that whole first chapter in the first book in the Bible is all about. Speak it, and it shall be. Okay? So just for a second, if you choose, you can close your eyes, since you didn't get your meditation in tonight, maybe, and take a deep breath. And just pick one thing you want to bring into fruition in your life. Just see it. Imagine it. Take another breath and feel what it feels like to be experiencing it. And take another breath. Now open your eyes and speak it. Wherever you are, just speak it. And now trust. Trust. That's key as well, right? When Jesus walked the earth, when Yeshua, I call him, brother, he didn't get down on his knees and say, please, 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 let this person be healed, or let this miracle happen. Or he didn't do that. He commanded it to be done. He commanded it. He said, get up and walk. And the man got up and walked. So that's just how powerful we are, because supposedly we are all one with all that is, created in the image and likeness of that ineffable creator. Wow, isn't that a magnificent thing? You know? Gosh. Yeah. I could stay up here for a while and tell you the first thing I ever manifested. And they got bigger and bigger and bigger. Sometimes they go back smaller, but then they get bigger. Thank goodness, huh? Little things like, a piece of furniture I wanted for my office. Ran out at lunch, walked into Goodwill, there it was. Perfect thing, Queen Anne table. Just exactly what I said. I want to find a Queen Anne table. Just little things. Or relationships. Whatever it is, you see it, you believe it, that's when you see it. So, see it, feel it, speak it. Trust that surely it is already here, and it will be. And so it is. Namaste.
Sing along if you know it. Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard. You gotta be tough. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. You gotta stay together. But all I know is love will save the day. Hear what your mother said. Read the books your father read. Try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you, and others take a different view. My, oh my, yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stick together. All I know is love will save the day. Time has no questions, it goes on without you, leaving you behind. You can't shake the pace. The world keeps on spinning, can't stop it if you try to. The best part is danger, staring you in the face. Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. And lovers, they may cause you tears, but go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, help me out, y'all. Come on. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be
I know that's true stuff. Anyway, hi, I'm Reverend Mickey Sheridan, and I'm a light worker. Woo! Let me tell you, that stuff's been going on for a long time, right? So I was very excited when I heard the topic. Spring forth my word. Whose word? What word? What? What are you talking about? So I got excited because I'm like, okay, I can do a little research on this, right? Because listen, you grow up with the word. The word. The word is the flesh. You hear all this stuff. I heard it. I heard this stuff about the word. And listen, I had some trouble with some of those words. So, because you hear some crazy things like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, listen, there were some words that were doing a lot of damage, I got to tell you. So, all right, so let me really stay on topic, right? Because I got to tell you, I can go off the track. So, the first thing that really made me understand the word was the rice test. I did the rice test. Holy cow, I did that thing. Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. I did the jar, I had the hate and the love, and 30 days later, I could not believe what was going on with the rice. I did not trust that, so I did the test again. I had the same result. So I have learned the power of the word. Ernest Holmes says that there's a power greater than ourselves out in the universe. And we have the ability to use that power. I'm telling you, when I started studying him, some of the things that happened to me were just incredible. Oh, the word, the power of the word, the flesh, the word in the flesh. I got to catch my breath. Because as a light worker, I'm very sensitive to energy, and that's part of my work. I work with the universal life force energy, and that is the Word of God. When I speak, my words are the words of God. And through my studies with Ernest Holmes and getting my degree as a metaphysical minister, I finally made that connection, and I understood what those words meant because I could feel it. I could feel the energy, I can feel the presence, I can feel all of that. And there's nothing like the feeling. So once I started my work and everything, I get a phone call, and the phone call says, oh, we have to go to Las Cruces because, Nicole is dying. And I'm like, what are you talking about? A funeral. I listened to everything. I hung up, and I thought, you know what? I'm not waiting for a funeral. I am going to see her. She's my niece. And at the time, this was like in 2017 when I went to this thing to go visit her. I stayed 1 week with her. I'm cutting this story super short. I say to her when I see her, so what's going on? She goes, well, I'm sure you heard I'm dying. And I said, I got that word. I heard you're dying. Well, I don't believe it. She said, you don't? The doctors, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, listen to me, Nikki. I don't believe that you're dying. And I'm here to spend 1 week with you. And I know you love me and trust me, so I know this is all going to work out because we're going to change one word, and we're going to have one new affirmation. And that new word, while you're with me for this week, I don't want to hear dying. I want to hear healing. The word is healing. The affirmation is, and I want to tell you, we had to do a lot of work on this affirmation because of her belief system is not like my belief system. God is the health of your body. God is the health of your body. So it was an amazing trip, and at the end, when my sister takes me to the airport, she's very emotional, she's crying. I'm like, oh my God, you're driving the car, get a grip. She says, well, you came here and you changed all of our perspectives, and now none of us think she's dying. And I want to tell you something, she did not die. And she was she was on thin thread liver. Like, the number as low as it can go. Anyway, but she's still alive now. She's thriving. Okay, so that's the word. Change a word, change a thought. Ding! Affirmations, it's all there. So I'm going to close with just this tiny little meditation. It's written by John Steinbeck. I'm waiting for it. There it is. Okay, so, all right, I'm glad that you did that because I forgot to tell you something really important that leads to this meditation. Okay, so, okay, all right. When I went to see her because she was afraid, I could feel that energy that she was afraid, and when I left there, she was not afraid. When I started this work, I was afraid, and the deeper I went and more that the lotus flower opened up, I was no longer afraid. And I found in Science of Mind magazine, April 30th, something that John Steinbeck said. And we're turning this, it's a couple of sentences, it's going to be a short meditation. So I just want you to just get comfortable in your chair. You don't have to do anything. Just close your eyes and just relax. I want you to hear the power of what John Steinbeck says in these couple of sentences. I want you to feel the presence and the vibration that's going on with these words. John says, a kind of light spread out from her. A kind of light spread out from her. Take a breath. And everything changed color. And the world opened out. And the world opened out. And a day was good to awaken to. And a day was good to awaken to. Now feel this next sentence. And there were no limits to anything. And the people of the world were good and handsome, and I was not afraid anymore. Hallelujah! Thank you.
Thank you. I'm waiting for the camera to get off my belly. I don't need a camera on this gut. I want to thank each of you for sharing your heart and sharing your heart space with us tonight. Don't you think that we need to give them a round of applause? Speak it and it shall come to pass. Speak it. You know, we practice here, as the ushers will come forward, we practice here the principles of giving and receiving. And someone came up to me one time and said something to me about, the prosperity message. And I said, we believe in prosperity. So tonight, when you make a sacrificial gift into the plate, say to yourself, I'm giving into my prosperity. And I often say, you know what? Your family may not be able, ushers, you can go ahead forward. They will actually move because of COVID. They will actually move in front of you. Sometimes, a friend of mine used to say, well, my grandma is a praying grandma because that grandma had to pray for her family. Sometimes you have to give for your family. So know that God is blessing you in many ways, and say that in reverence when you give tonight or anytime. That God is out to prosper you and bless you in ways that you do not even understand.
Going to the coffee shop per week per family is at least $72 to $85 a week. Therapy is $100 to $250 per week or per appointment. Dinner out is $65 to $110, and that doesn't even include the alcohol. Theater for entertainment, 2 people, $80 to $132, and that does not include the cost of dinner before. First Unity, a place, a beacon, a lighthouse, the heart of this city and the heart of this nation and of this country and of this world, teaching people to awaken and live their empowered and amazing selves. First Unity, that gives you food, spiritual food, that can transform you from the place you are to the place you long to be. First Unity, the teachings and the tools that allow you to let go of addictions and habits and things that are in your way, so you may be free, so you may fly, so you may live boldly and brave and loving right from the core of your heart. What is the value that you place upon such a place?
From Reverend Mickey, I learned that the world of healing is infinite and always possible. And from Reverend Serena, that was so fabulous. From Reverend Sandra, I learned that don't let people tell you what you can do and what you can't do. Know it for yourself. And from Reverend Carolyn, the beauty that is within inside of you, just let it come out and let the world see it. Yeah. How fabulous. We are difference makers here, aren't we? We are. So for our announcements, we tried to keep it a secret. Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes is about to celebrate her 30th year in ministry. She is going to have 30 years in ministry in June. And we are doing a celebration service July the 11th for that. And Reverend Temple said, well, I really don't like people making a big fuss about me, but I'll let y'all make a big fuss if you'll use it as a fundraiser for our community that has suffered financially through all of this COVID. So that's what we're doing. We're going to have a beautiful service, and we have some surprises for her that she doesn't know is coming in that service. It's going to be amazing. So you want to be right here in person in the house on July the 11th. And then, so as our fundraiser, we have devised a virtual 3K run, 3 in celebration of the 30 years. But you could do 5K or 10K, or you don't really even have to run at all. You just pay the registration fee, and that gives you a t-shirt and a backpack with that beautiful logo celebrating Reverend Temple Hayes for 30th years in ministry. So we have them right out back. So you're the first ones that get them. If you want to, I will be in the back a little bit later as soon as service is over, and you can get your t-shirt and your backpack to commemorate Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes' 30 years in ministry, and that's our fundraiser. Because we collected sponsorship dollars to pay for printing the t-shirts and the backpacks. So 100% of the proceeds from the sale go to First Unity Spiritual Campus, which is what Temple wanted to happen with her anniversary. So thank you all so much, and that's where we will be. Reverend Richard.
This has been a beautiful evening. I want to applaud you. I think our people have been blessed and been blessed by the ringing in the ear. But you know what? This actually gave us the time to sit down and enjoy them.
It did.
You know,
It did.
and it's funny because this is actually what we used to do in seminary school is we got up and our peers, wrote notes on us. We do them unsigned. And so therefore we learned. This was a learning. This is actually, you got to sit in on their classroom tonight. So did they not all do a stellar job? You all come on out here. If you will stand with us, we'll do our unity prayer. Thank you very much for sharing your Wednesday night space with us. We do not take that for granted. We normally do a Wednesday night meditation, but also to note, and you were here at the right time, that we are doing 7 o'clock meditations and services from going forward on Wednesday nights. So also too, that if you have teenagers or kids later on, the youth ministry will be at the same time. Want to be fabulous? Yes.
So join us back here next
Yes.
Wednesday at 7 o'clock in person in the sanctuary for our meditation and sound healing service.
And I'll also add, if the plate passed anybody too soon, that we do have the offering box in the back. We also have a gratitude box and a prayer box. We take prayer seriously. So let's do the unity prayer. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And remember this one thing as you go out tonight. God loves you just the way you are. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Y'all did great.
Yeah.